This is Science Max, Experiments at Large. Science Max!
Greetings, Science Maximites. My name is Phil, and this is Science Max Experiments at Large. Today, we're going to be looking at earthquakes. Earthquakes! Huh. Today, we're going to be looking at how to build something. That was supposed to happen earlier. Today, we're going to be looking at how to build something that stands up to the shaking of an earthquake. Earthquakes happen when two plates on the Earth's surface rub together, and it causes the ground to shake. It causes the ground to shake. Sometimes it shakes a little, sometimes it shakes a lot. Chances are you do not live in a place that has earthquakes. But if you do, ask an adult what to do during an earthquake so you can be safe. Modern buildings that are built in earthquake zones are designed to withstand the shaking. But how do scientists and engineers build a building that stands up to the shaking of an earthquake? Well, that's what we're going to be looking at today. First thing we have to do is simulate an earthquake. We're going to build a shaker table. And here's what you need. 2 books and... 2 books, 4 elastic bands, and 4 rubber balls. Oh, wait. Okay. 4 rubber balls. All right, so the first thing you do is actually take your 4 elastic bands and wrap them around your books. Put 1 set on one side, 1 set on the other side, till you have that. Then you take your 4 balls and you stick them in between the books in the middle-ish area. But you don't want to have them too close to the edges. And now 2 at the back. And ta-da! You've made your own shaker table. What are you shaking, you ask? I will show you. You build a tower. Like this one here that I built out of building blocks. So here's what you do.
You'll need your base to be securely attached to the shaker table. I use painter's tape because it'll come off again without harming the books.
And what I want to find out is just how much shaking this tower can take before it falls apart. Ready? Whoa. And there it goes. And when you've done that, what you do is you be a Science Maximite and you design another tower. And you tape it down to your shaker table and see if you can make this tower fall down in an earthquake. And if you built it really well, it probably won't. But you don't have to just use building blocks. There's all kinds of other materials you can use. Check out this building, which is really tall, and you'll see there's a cup at the top, and that's for a baseball. Put it up at the top, and that means there's a weight up there, and then we shake it, and we see what happens. Oh no! Oh, there it goes. So that is what we're going to be doing today on Science Max Experiments at Large. We're going to be making a giant shaker table and putting a giant structure on top and seeing how we design it to make sure it stands up to the shaking of an earthquake. I'm gonna need an expert to help me though. Oh, I know, Anne would be really good at this. Okay, all I need to do is get Anne and we can start. Oh, come on. There it is. All right.
Hey, Anne, I feel weird. Why do I feel weird?
I think you're a chair.
Well, that's not good. Hold on a second.
Am I good? Okay. Hi, Anne. Good to see you. Here's your lab coat.
Thank you.
So you're from Let's Talk Science, right?
I am.
All about science education, just like us. Today, I need your help to max out our earthquake table. This is the table
This looks
part,
great.
obviously, but this is a tower I've made out of popsicle sticks. So in order to max it out, I've already built a large shaker table. Come on. This is my large shaker table. So it's got basketballs underneath as the 4 balls, but it works exactly the same. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, so what kind of tower should we make for the shaker table?
If we want something tall, then we'll reinforce it a couple spots. But the true test, it's gotta have some sort of weight on top so that it will mimic the weight that would be on a real tower.
Right, so maybe I could get a plastic bin and I'll just put some sandbags for weight inside.
That would be perfect.
And then balls, so that when it falls over, the balls will go everywhere.
That would be perfect.
Okay, great. Shake off. I don't know. I think we should just get off.
Another thing that happens during an earthquake is soil liquefaction. Liquefaction means something turns to liquid. In this case, the very ground you might be standing on. Here's how you can experiment with soil liquefaction. All you need is a plastic container and some water, not very much, barely enough to cover the bottom of the container, because what you're gonna put in next is sand. And you wanna put it in there and spread it around. Just add enough sand so it just starts to turn dry on the very last layer. So here is a house that I'm going to put on top. And now I will simulate an earthquake. The water rises up and it sort of turns to liquid. Soil liquefaction. And heavy things like houses and cars, they tend to sink like that. And then the soil rehardens and everybody's houses are stuck in the mud. Now, let's max it out. This is a giant tub of sand and water, and this is a vibrating platform that will simulate an earthquake. Now, as you can see, this sand is totally solid. I can jump all around on this sand, no problem. But when I turn on the vibrating table and simulate an earthquake, things will change. The vibrations bring the water below the sand to the surface and cause the sand particles to separate. What was solid now turns to liquid in my simulated earthquake, and I start to sink. I'm up to my shins! And there you go, soil liquefaction. Hey, look at that. It's totally solid. Woo-hoo-hoo! Soil liquefaction! I'm totally... Uh-oh. You know what I realized? When it stops vibrating, it really becomes solid again, and it's very tough to... Well, there you go. Soil liquefaction. I'm really kind of stuck in here. So Anne and I have made a large shaker table. Now it's just a matter of designing a building. We use lumber and cut it up, use screws to attach it all together, put a platform on top for a weight, and attach it securely to our shaker table. The building is super simple, just 4 corners and a few planks around the outside. No structure in the middle. And finally, the big heavy weight on the top. There. We attach a pole to the shaker table so we can shake from a safe distance and try it out. Okay, very slow.
Forward.
Let's see how much shaking it can stand with our shakeometer.
That seems to be okay.
Just kidding.
Oh no. Oh no!
We barely start to shake our tower before it collapses.
Oh, that didn't really last very long, did it? It completely folded up on itself. What do we do to fix this, make it better?
I think the easiest thing we can do is to use thicker wood. It'll make it less wobbly.
Okay, sure, let's make another one. High fives. We do have lots of wood, that's a good thing.
Anne and I are trying small improvements every time.
There.
Our last building used thinner pieces of wood. Now we're using thicker wood, which we think will help keep the weight at the top from collapsing the building. Everything else about the design of our building is the same. We put the weight on top and fix our pole, and we're good to go.
All right, you ready?
Okay. Starting to creak.
But it recovers. You can see it lean, and then it comes back, and it resets.
Definitely doing better than the last one.
Oh, no. I'm impressed.
Uh-oh,
here we go.
But it definitely did better than the first one.
It did better than the first one.
And the thicker wood definitely helped.
But it was really starting to turn.
I think on the next one, we need some platforms in the center to help strengthen it even more.
Earthquake Building 3.0. Thicker wood this time, but with platforms in the middle. So we're gonna see how well this version works with these middle parts that'll hopefully reinforce.
And they're just like the floors of a building.
Okay, well, let's find out if it's gonna make any difference.
Starting to wobble a little, but it looks pretty good.
As soon as we start shaking, it's really obvious this building is more solid.
Uh-oh, starting to creak. Oh, it's really starting to creak.
The platforms in the middle really seem to improve the structure. You can see it bend all the way over and still recover. But still, it wasn't long before...
Really starting to lean.
Wow, the extra pieces really kind of made it more impressive.
It definitely lasted a lot longer than the other two.
It did, but here's what I'm wondering. Are we going in the wrong direction?
What do you mean?
Well, because if it's really solid, it resists the change.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
So if we make it flexible, it can resist the shaking of an earthquake.
I think it's worth a shot.
Yeah, okay, let's do it.
Being a chef is my absolute passion. And cooking up science recipes is my speciality. I'm Buster Beaker, and this is Cooking with Science.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Cooking with Science. I'm Buster Beaker. My tuna fish and meatball sub soup is coming along quite nicely. But what will we have for dessert? I know. How about earthquake buildings? Ha ha! It's a building made out of wafer cookies. But the people on Vanilla Street built in the gelatin neighborhood. And the people on Chocolate Street built in the crispy rice part of town. Exciting. Now, here comes the earthquake. Oh no! Oh, it's shaking! Oh, the shaking is come and gone for the people on Chocolate Avenue, and their building is still standing. Now, let's take a look over here on Vanilla Street, and here comes an earthquake. Oh no! Oh dear! Looks like the people on Vanilla Street are going to have to rebuild their building because it's all fallen over and being eaten. Delicious. Buildings can be built the same way, but the kind of soil they sit on make a large difference if there's an earthquake. Shaky, wiggly soil or solid, non-moving soil. So there you go, an experiment you can try at home. Delicious. Well, I'm Buster Beaker, and thank you for joining me on this episode of Cooking with Science. Now to try my soup.
Seismometer in 60 seconds. Learning how to predict and measure earthquakes is an important branch of science. The Earth is shaking, but which way did the earthquake come from? It's all about measuring the vibrations, and to do that, you need a seismometer. All you need is a ball, some paper cups, some modeling clay, a pencil, and science tape, which is the same thing as invisible tape, except I use this tape for science. First, take your pencil and stick it straight down into the modeling clay. Then, you take your cups and you arrange them in a circle and tape the cups down. And that goes right in the middle, just like that. Now what you do is you take the ball and you carefully balance it on the pencil. Now you have created a seismometer. It will tell you what direction an earthquake came from. Watch, I will be the earthquake. Ready? Did you see that? The ball fell into the cup facing the direction that I hit the table. And now I'm gonna hit the table from over here. Yep, it fell in the direction that I hit the table. Okay, let's try from over here. There you go, your very own seismometer that you can use to measure earthquakes that you create on the table. Back to our earthquake building. Anne and I tried a few different designs and they each got a little better. But now we're wondering what would happen if we built the tower out of very flexible material. We used some plastic tubing and attached the wood with bungee cords, which are like big elastics. Wow, okay, so looks good.
So let's test it.
Okay. And sure enough, when we start shaking it, the tower holds up to as much shaking as we can give it.
Wait,
What?
aren't we missing something?
Oh, yeah, we're missing the weight at the top. Of course.
So I think we need to try it again.
So we add the weight to the top, and then everything changes. Oh, no.
Look at it twist.
Oh, dear.
It's twisted. It's
A
gonna
flexible tower is great until you try to put a weight at the top. And then it just seems really unstable.
There it goes.
Oh!
Whoa! Look at that. It's totally bent.
It didn't break at all, it just fell over.
Yeah, it couldn't even support the weight.
So it was almost too flexible.
So I guess we should go back to a more rigid design. But what if we change the shape a little bit? 'Cause you know what I was thinking? This is a very stable shape. Triangle, because triangles are really strong. What about we make an X?
Like a triangle within a triangle.
Triangle, and then triangle. So that really reinforces all of the shaking, like all of the motion.
We'll never know until we try.
All right. Uh-oh. I have all my friends coming over, and I don't have a table. But that's okay. I will make a table using my friends. This is an awesome experiment you can do with 4 friends. Come on in, science friends. I've got Sam and Dylan and Polly here to help me. So everybody turn to your left and sit sideways on the chair, and then scooch the chairs into the middle. And then everybody leans back onto the knees of the other person. And then this is why I said you need 4 friends, because you need the 5th person to remove the chairs. Whoa. The reason why this works is because everybody's weight is being supported on the legs of the person next to them. Okay, we're gonna rotate in a circle, everybody. Okay, ready? Here we go, rotating, rotating. Oh, science table. Ooh, hey, we're pretty good at this. Okay, uh-oh. Oh no, oh no! So there you go. Awesome way to make a table using your friends. Well done, science. Here's an experiment you can do to impress the adults in your house. You need 3 glasses, all of equal height, and 3 knives, not sharp knives, the dull knives you use, maybe the ones you use at dinner time. Take your 3 knives and put them in a triangle, all equally spaced out. Then move the knives together to make a little triangle, right like that. Then what you want to do is you want to carefully arrange the knives so each knife is going above one knife and below another knife. So there we go. Then you want to take this careful pattern that you created and you want to put it on top of your 3 glasses. One where each handle of the knives are going to be. And if you place it carefully and you've done the over-unders correctly, it will stay up. Pretty amazing. The knives support their own weight. But they don't just support their own weight, they can support a lot more weight too. Pretty amazing, right? This is a great experiment. It's also something really interesting that we can max out. Come on. And here you go, the maxed out knife balance. I've got 3 pieces of lumber and 3 barrels, and as you can see, the pattern is exactly the same. Under, over, under, over, under, over. Ha-ha. So, the question is, how much faith do I have in science? It totally supports my weight. I know it's going to work because I know that a 2x4, which is the kind of lumber I'm using, can hold up my weight. So that means the structure can support me. Science! You know what the cool thing is? The cool thing is that even though it's holding me up, each one of these pieces of wood is only up because it's supported by the others. You pull one out and it all falls apart. Ann and I have tried solid towers and flexible towers, and nothing has worked fantastically yet with a big weight on the top. Having a big weight on the top of our tower means we need something that will resist the movement of that weight. So now we're going to start with a triangle. Unlike a rectangle, triangles are very stable. A wider base keeps the structure from swaying too much. And cross braces in the middle mean that there are other triangles within our triangle, all the better to resist movement. Thank you. After Ann and I built our tower, we added the weight to the top, secured it to the base, and tried it out. Okay, here we go. Ooh.
Looking good.
No problem.
It's not twisting.
It's
Not leaning.
not even creaking.
No, it looks really good.
Wow, this one is really solid.
As you can see, this tower is way more solid than our square tower or the flexible tower.
Okay, look at that. Like, if that's not an earthquake, I don't know what is. Look at that. Look at the way the ground is moving.
I don't know if we can shake it much more than this.
Faster.
Our triangular tower is up past a level of shaking that made the other towers collapse. Now it's time to max out the shaking.
There's only one level of shaking that we can do above this.
What's that?
We shake from either side.
We give it all we have. The floor was bouncing from side to side, the tower was tilting and was totally solid.
It's still holding strong.
In fact, Anne and I wore out before the building showed any signs of falling over.
I think we've done it.
Woo! Nice job.
Nice. Science Max experiments at large, earthquake-proof building. I mean, come on. That was impressive.
I like it.
Oh, hello, Science Maximites. We've got a lot of work today, so I was just getting prepared. You know, taking something flimsy and making it strong, that's what scientists and engineers do every day. And it's also pretty fun. You take something that's not that strong, and by the way you build it or put it together or change its shape, it suddenly becomes a lot stronger than you think it was. So I thought that's what we should do today on Science Max Experiments at Large. We should build something. So we're gonna build an arched bridge, and we're gonna build it out of sugar cubes. So here's what you need. You need some sugar cubes, you need some sandpaper, and you need some modeling clay. So first, you want to make some abutments out of your modeling clay. What is an abutment, you ask? It is this. They distribute the force laterally from one side or the other. I like to use this. This is half a roll of duct tape, and so it fits in just like that, and you see, it's a perfect arch. If you just take sugar cubes and you try to stack them into an arch, it's not going to work because the sugar cubes may not even fit all together, and you can see only the bottoms are touching. I take up the guide and it all falls apart. So here's what you do. You take your sandpaper and you change the squares into trapezoids, and you start sanding down your sugar cubes into trapezoids. Basically, you want one small side and one long side. Thin at the top, wide at the bottom, or wide at the top, thin at the bottom. It's a trapezoid no matter which way you hold it. Put it on the bridge and see. And as you go, you will see if you're doing it right, there will be no gaps. If you go to the Science Max website, there will be a guide that you can use to help you make the sugar cube bridge. So you don't have to spend as long as I did making this one. And then the most important part is the keystone. That's the one that fits in right at the top, just like that. And when it does, you can take away the guide and it stays up. Isn't that cool? It stays up without any glue, without any mortar, all based on the shape of these sugar cubes. The cool thing is, it'll hold the weight of a whole car, provided you have a very, very small car. The reason why it works is because the weight is distributed along the arch into the abutments and down into the ground. That's what makes an arched bridge so strong. And that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna max out an arched bridge. So I think I'm gonna need some help though. Maybe Sonia from the Ontario Science Center. She really knows her stuff. Yeah, I'll go there and I'll see if she's busy. All right, come on, let's go. Hey, Sonia.
Hi, Phil. How's it going?
It's going good. I was wondering if you could give me a hand with something.
Okay. What's up?
I'm building, well, it's easier if I show you.
All right.
Do you mind coming back to Science Max headquarters? We can take the portal.
But that thing doesn't always work.
Oh, it is fine. Well, I mean, that worked just fine. Uh-oh, it usually makes a beeping when I do, oh, it's out of batteries. Oh, I told myself, Phil, charge the remote before you leave the lab, and then I...
Where have you been? Breathe.
The remote ran out of batteries, so I had to run the last 3 kilometers.
all right.
Because
You made it.
Long story. So the sugar cube bridge, you had a chance to look at it, right? This works on any scale, right? It should,
Any
no matter
scale.
what size arch, it should be the same, right?
Definitely.
Good, because what I want to do is use these abutments, but go to these abutments. So I'm going to start the bridge here, and I've already created a thing that we can use to put
Support?
the sugar cubes on as we go up, so that we can make sure that it becomes a
Phil.
perfect arch. Yeah.
Do we have enough sugar for this?
Yep. I got tons of sugar.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna need some glue because it's gonna be really hard to get these to stay
Yep.
right
on.
there without a little bit of glue. We're gonna make a giant arch, maybe some walls, and we'll see what happens.
Let's do it.
Oops. An egg. Now you might think of eggs as kind of flimsy, and they do break pretty easily, but eggs are actually stronger than you think. It's because they're, well, egg-shaped. You see, the top of the egg is like a little bit of an arch, and the bottom of the egg is also like an arch. And arches distribute the weight, just like they do in a bridge. Here's how you can experiment with how strong eggs are. First, you want to get a pair of gloves to protect your hands from the shell, just in case anything goes wrong. You should also tell an adult that you're doing this experiment because if it does go wrong, you're gonna have some mess to explain. And also, you should probably put on some safety glasses. Now, here's what you do. Take your egg and carefully put it in your palm just like that. And put it against your other palm, and you're gonna push in directly on either side of the egg. Start pushing harder and harder. You can even lace your fingers and press even harder. And if you do it right, the egg won't break. Pretty amazing, right? So, just how much weight does an egg hold? Can one egg support my entire weight? Let's find out. I'm gonna lift my weight up like this and lower myself down. And no, cannot hold my weight. Can my weight be supported by 2 eggs? Oh, nope. Phil's weight, 4 eggs. Oh, I thought they were gonna do it. Nope. My weight on 8 eggs. Huh? My weight can be supported by just 8 eggs. Science! Whoa, careful.
Sonia and I are on a quest to make a maxed out sugar cube bridge. The reason why an arch works is because the weight, or the load, of whatever's on top of the bridge is carried outward along the curve of the arch to the abutments at each end, which carry the load and keep the ends of the bridge from spreading out. No matter what you build your bridge out of, sugar or stone, the science stays the same. Sonia and I are building a much larger bridge out of sugar cubes. We're using glue to help the sugar cubes stay together, just like stone bridges use mortar. And when we're finished, it was pretty impressive.
A massive sugar cube bridge, right? High fives for that.
The moment of truth comes when we take out the support and...
Yeah! It works! Okay. Giant sugar cube bridge. So do you think it'll hold some weight?
I think it definitely should, because right now we have an arch, perfect arch, and the weight is being distributed to the sides, the base.
So that's what it's for, right? We can put weight on there?
We can definitely put some weight.
One to start?
Let's start off with 1.
Okay.
And let's see how it goes.
All right.
Here we go. All right.
Yeah! 1 book! Yeah! All right. Sugar cube bridge.
1 book.
2 books.
Are you nervous?
Yeah! Sugar
books.
sugar cube bridge. 3 books.
3 books.
Oh, that was great. It held up 3 books.
3.
Well, technically it held up 2 books and broke on the 3rd.
So it's kind of still far from how much weight we want to hold because we want to cross it.
We definitely want to cross it, so that means we need something bigger and stronger. The cube works.
You're right, because the cubes are great because that keeps the science the same.
Yep.
Right? So something cubular. The milk crate, really?
Definitely, I think we should use those. It's a cube.
It is a cube. A whole bunch of milk crates, and we'll see what we can do.
I think that sounds great.
Awesome. Whoa. This is a Prince Rupert's drop.
It's a piece of glass that has a long snaky tail and a bulb at one end. So what's so interesting about a glass tadpole? Well, I'll show you. And remember, this is just glass. Oh, Prince Rupert's drops are very strong, almost as strong as steel. It's all in how they're made. Molten glass is dropped into cold water. What happens is the outer part of the drop cools off first, leaving the inner part still hot. When the inner part eventually cools, it contracts, pulling everything in tighter and tighter, keeping it under a lot of tension. And because it's round, the force you put on it is distributed all the way around, just like the force is distributed on an arched bridge. Until you get to the tail. Just the tiniest break in the tail, and it explodes. All that energy is released in a chain reaction. Why it's so strong you can hammer on one end, but explodes when you break the other, puzzled scientists for centuries. But now we know it's all in how it's made.
The Wizard Academy. All you have to do is demonstrate true magic, and you'll be granted entry.
Send in the next applicant. Okay, don't let them see you. Don't let them see you. Okay, magic smoke. And here we go. Big entrance.
Behold, it is I, Overwhelmo.
You again.
I only have to demonstrate magic one time, and you have to let me into the Wizard Academy. And last time does not count. So prepare for your mind to be boggled and your eyes to also be boggled, because I shall do a trick. I will just get to it. Here is a book, behold! And now, feast your stupefaction as I produce another book, ha-ha! And then 2 or 3 more times, behold, that's good. Behold! And now, look upon the wonderment as I stack these books on top of each other, like this. And now, feast more stupefaction as I cleverly move the books off the table. And now comes the magic word. Now, I say the magic word. The magic word! And behold, the book is levitating. It is completely off the table. I have done it. Magic.
No.
No?
Not magic, that's science.
But the book is levitating.
No.
Look at it. It's not even touching the table.
No, it's being supported by the books below because of the center of mass.
Preposterous.
I'm afraid it's very posterous. Each book is balanced on the one below in a way that the center of mass is behind the edge of the book below. And the entire stack's center of mass is behind the edge of the table. So it may look like magic, but it's science.
So, I can't get into the Wizard Academy?
No, I'm afraid not.
Good. Alakazam! You will rue the day that Overwhelmo did not. I will return, and then you will see. Oh, ow.
Sonia and I made a large bridge out of sugar cubes, and it didn't hold much weight. So now we're going to try making another arch bridge, but instead of sugar cubes, we're going to use milk crates.
There we go. I've made some abutments out of giant crates, and this is where we're gonna start our bridge, and they start there, and it goes in a big arch, but we're gonna be using
I brought milk crates!
milk crates! High fives, high fives.
So we start our bridge,
This is a straight line, it's not an arch.
It's not an arch.
but it's clear we have a problem.
Okay, ready?
Ah! That didn't work, Phil.
It's like we're back to the beginning again. So this is like 2 straight
We
lines.
got 2 straight lines,
It's
yep.
like a triangle.
We need an arch, so we're gonna need a support.
Sonia and I build a support to help us make a curve the milk crates can follow. But after we finish stacking, there's a problem.
It doesn't look very solid.
Yeah, it doesn't, does it?
Here.
Oh, yeah. Because there's a gap at the top of all of them. Look, that one, there's a gap. There's a gap there.
There's a big
There's a
one
gap
here.
there.
It's
Well, I
not
mean,
making our bridge very solid.
There's only one way to find out for sure,
You can try it.
is to pull this out and see if it stands up.
Let's do it.
Okay. So, didn't stay up.
Didn't stay up.
Okay.
That's all right, though.
I'm not sure why it isn't staying up. Like, the sugar cubes were cubes.
That's a cube,
Milk crates are cubes.
but we did change the shape of the cube.
Oh, yeah! If you remember, when I first built my sugar cube bridge, it didn't work with cubes. You have to sand the cubes down to make them into trapezoids. You can't build a perfect arch out of cubes.
So they were wider here and then narrower there so that they had... Oh, so that's the problem.
Yep.
So I could, like, cut it? I could cut it. I could cut it.
You could.
I could
That's
cut
gonna
it.
take a long time, though.
If we cut the milk crates into trapezoids, everything will work, right? Right? We take a milk crate and with the right safety gear, we cut it so we can reshape it into a trapezoid.
Good.
And it works. But
It's gonna take a long time, isn't it?
Definitely. So how about this? I have an idea. So remember when we did the experiment and we had lots of V gaps?
Yeah?
How about we put some wooden wedges into those gaps to make it one secure structure?
So it was sitting like this.
Exactly. So what we're gonna do is insert wooden pieces right here, so we'll fill those gaps.
I get
and we'll
it.
make it one secure structure.
Instead of cutting all of our milk crates, we can keep the milk crates.
Yep.
And they can be solid and we just add to it rather than take away.
Taken away, exactly.
That is a smart idea. Okay, let's make some wedges.
All right.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Let me guess, you want to build a strong structure, something that'll stand the test of time. Well, you know you gotta use the right kind of shapes. Look at this, a square. Now, squares have gotta be strong, right? Well, maybe. Maybe if you press straight down on it, but watch as I push to the side. Oh no! The thing that I have built is now collapsing because squares aren't in fact strong after all. If only I had listened to Sal's sage advice. Yeah, squares aren't gonna cut it. Fortunately, there's a shape that's strong in all kinds of ways. A triangle. Okay, so you heard of triangles before, good for you. But look at this. You can push down from the top and it doesn't move, or you can push from the side and it doesn't move. Triangles are awfully pointy. How do I build with them? Observe! Ha-ha! Triangle here, triangle there, platform on top. And watch. No matter how I try to shift it, it stays solid. And check this out. Triangle here, second triangle there, and a third triangle shape here. That's like 3 triangles for the price of 2, huh? That's a good deal. So there you have it. The triangle, one of the greatest shapes to build with.
This is a house of cards, and if you've never built a house of cards, you should definitely try. Try, because it's not easy. What you need to do is you need to make triangles with the cards. If you do it just right, they'll stay up. Then you take another pair of cards, like that. You take another card, and you put it on top. And it stays up.
keep on building by making triangles and putting another card across the top like a roof.
Then, when you're ready, you can start to make a second layer.
It takes a lot of patience to make a house of cards. But with enough patience and really steady hands, you might be able to finish it.
There we go. Ha-ha, a house of cards. Now, let's max it out. Shh, backing away slowly. Backing away slowly.
To build our maxed out card house, the Science Max build team and I used large pieces of foam insulation, which were super light and easy to work with. Once we set up the first layer, we needed to bring in a scissor lift so we could keep building the next layers. By the time we got to the top, our card house was 10 meters tall.
Yeah! Giant house of cards! And now that I've built a giant house of cards, what do I do with it? I knock it down. Science! I'm gonna build it again.
Sonia and I are rebuilding our milk crate bridge. Since cubes don't work if you're trying to make an arch, and changing the shape of each milk crate would take too long, we're using wooden wedges to fill the gaps at the top of the milk crates. Once we get the wedges in, the milk crates have support at their tops, and they make a perfect arch.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All we have to do is pull the wooden thing out, and if it holds up on its own, we've done it.
We pull out the support, and
It stands!
it works! The bridge supports itself! Now it's time for the final test.
We try to walk on this bridge.
So we spent some time making sure our bridge was safe. We added a crash mat, and
We built a second arch
We sure did.
So that it's a little bit wider, and it feels very solid. So the only thing to do now is to test it.
Test it out.
You gonna do it?
I absolutely will.
All right.
Sonia puts on a helmet and gives it a try. And sure enough, it works!
Yeah! Milk crate bridge!
Milk crate bridge!
Milk crate bridge! Milk crate bridge! Milk crate bridge! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Science Max experiments at large. Milk crate bridge!
Yay for science!
High five! High five! Greetings, Science Maximites. My name is Phil, and welcome to Science Max Experiments at Large. At this very moment, half the lab is being held together with the power of electromagnets. Magnet 1 turning off. Electromagnets are a really cool and powerful way to interact with the world. And when I say power, that's because you need power to make them work or not work. Magnetism is an invisible force that has to do with the magnetic fields created by magnets that lets them attract things that are metal or each other. But electromagnetism is a little different. You see, magnets are magnets all the time. It's because of what they're made out of. Electromagnets are only a magnet when you have an electric current going through them, which means you can turn them on or off. Today, we're gonna be building an electromagnet. Oh, that was the wrong switch. Anyway, like I was saying, today we're gonna be building an electromagnet.
You need a bunch of copper wire, a very large nail, or something metal to become your electromagnet, electrical tape, a battery, an on-off switch, wire strippers or a craft knife, and the help of an adult, and finally, something to magnetize, like these paper clips. And remember, all of the steps for this experiment are on the website. To begin, take the copper wire and start at the top of the nail. Leave a little bit of wire sticking out, then carefully start to wrap the wire around the nail. Don't go all the way to the end because you need some metal to turn into the magnet. Instead, when you want to start again, run the wire straight back to the top and start wrapping again in the same direction.
And keep wrapping and wrapping until you get to this. Now, I've used some electrical tape here, here, and here to hold it all together.
Using your wire strippers or a craft knife and the help of an adult, remove the plastic coating from the ends of the wires. Attach these wires to the wires from the on-off switch with electrical tape, or attach them directly to a battery if you don't have an on-off switch.
And ta-da, you have an electromagnet with your on-off switch. All you need to do is take the things you're going to magnetize, turn your electromagnet on, and suddenly it becomes a magnet. Pretty amazing, ha 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 ha. And then you can magnetize to your heart's content. But when you're done, don't forget, you want to turn it off. So that's what we're gonna do today on Science Max Experiments at Large. We're gonna max out the electromagnet. So, where's my lab coat? Oh, there it is.
we're gonna see how big we can make an electromagnet. And when I say we, I mean me and an expert. Let's see. Oh, Heather from the Ontario Science Centre. She knows her way around magnets. So let's see. Yeah. I wonder if she's busy. Well, let's find out.
And after we're done, I'll need to come back and clean up the giant mess I made in the lab.
Hey!
Hi, Heather. How you doing?
Good to see you, Phil.
I was just wondering if you could help me with something. Are you busy?
No, I got time.
Okay, great, because I'm gonna make a giant electromagnet experiment and I need your help.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Okay, great. Let's go back to Science Max headquarters.
Oh,
we'll
via the portal?
Yeah, by the portal.
Oh, okay.
You sure?
I
I know you're hesitant, so I want to reassure you, nothing will go wrong.
Great, okay.
Okay. Oh, hey, we're here.
We're outside.
It's okay, it's
no,
okay. Don't worry about it.
No,
No,
I think
it's
definitely.
fine.
You all right?
Yeah, I was supposed to come in over there, but I came in over here. Oh well. So today, Heather, I want to max out the electromagnet. Turn it on, and it's a magnet.
Pretty good.
And turn it off, and it stops being a magnet. I want to make this into a much bigger, maxed out version.
All right.
So what are some of the things we can do to do that?
Well, actually, if you have a larger battery, one that has a higher voltage, we can try that for sure.
Okay,
that
so
will help.
there are batteries that are 12 volts?
Yes.
We could try one of
Give it
those?
a try,
I think
for
those
sure.
are like bigger, right?
Yeah, bigger, more powerful, absolutely. Now, that's one thing you could do. You could also increase the number of wraps of our coil here.
So how many times we wrap that wire?
Yes, we'll increase that magnetic field, making our magnet stronger.
And of course the nail, which is important because that's the thing that eventually becomes the magnet, right?
Right on, yes.
So what I thought we would do is we would start with a bigger nail.
Oh.
What, right? So larger battery,
Yes.
more voltage, and a lot more wraps of the wire.
Right on, and we have more space for that now, which is smart. Good job.
Great, okay, so we'll get to work.
Great.
Max Historica.
If you've ever seen a compass, you know that the needle points north. That's because a compass needle is a magnet and it points towards the Earth's magnetic North Pole. And I'm using this compass to try to get to the North Pole. But it isn't easy. In fact, scientists knew there was such a thing as the North Pole as far back as the 16th century, but no one was able to actually get there on foot until 1927. You'd think it wouldn't be that hard, right? I mean, the needle points you straight there. Just follow the needle, right? But now that I'm here, I realize it's really difficult. I mean, the wind is incredible and the snow is intense and it's so cold. My hands, yeah. So, okay, we were not really at the North Pole. We were just sort of recreating that. But still, I salute the brave explorers who tried to make it there in the name of science. And I got a sense of it because the wind from the fan and the fake snow was. Okay, everybody, let's pack it up. I mean, that was pretty good. I just didn't know about that other camera.
So, back to our main experiment, where Heather and I are building a larger electromagnet. An electromagnet works like this. When an electric current is traveling through a wire, it creates a magnetic field. If you wrap that wire around something ferromagnetic, that's something made out of a metal that is attracted to magnets, like an iron nail, then it becomes a magnet. You can make a magnet stronger by wrapping more wire, which gives more distance for the current to travel, increasing the magnetic field, and you can also increase the strength of the current. Heather and I start with a coil of 30 meters of wire and start wrapping. And wrapping. And wrapping.
There, the wire is now all done. And remember, if you're doing this at home, do not use a drill unless you have an adult to help you out because drills can be very dangerous. This one goes at a very slow speed, so it was okay. But yes, definitely an adult supervised activity.
Then we attach another on-off switch and make some leads that connect to a 12-volt battery. So, more wraps of wire and more current means the electromagnet should be stronger.
Okay, so we're gonna try this electromagnet and we're gonna pick up this stuff right here.
Great.
Ready?
You ready?
Yeah.
3,
2, 1, go! Is it on?
Yeah.
Wow, it really does, you can't tell it's on, but...
No, but bring it closer and...
Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, we
That's
turn
fine.
it off.
All right.
Let's see if this nail can pick up this nail.
All right.
Ready?
Ready?
Go. Oh. Okay, how about this side? Oh, no. No.
I don't think we're strong enough.
It's not strong enough. I think that we need to max this out even more.
Even more?
Right.
So I'm thinking there are a lot of appliances that use electromagnets, meaning it's already set up, it already has tightly wound coils and high voltage. So we're in a lab here. Maybe do you have old appliances around?
I have parts bins with a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe
Oh.
we could find some electromagnets in those.
Let's do it.
Okay, great. Let's go. All right, pliers, battery, copper wire. Now, if you've already done the electromagnet experiment, here's another experiment that uses all the same materials plus these. Ha! Neodymium magnets, some of the strongest magnets you can get. So, here's what you need.
A battery, some neodymium magnets the same diameter as your battery, copper wire, and some pliers.
So here's what you do. First thing is you put the batteries and the magnets together like that. Then what you want to do is bend the wire so it's touching the top of the battery and goes around the battery and then touches the magnets at the bottom. Here's what that might look like. I say might because you can do any shape you want. I've made a coil here. And if you put it over the battery, you'll see it only touches the very top of the battery and the magnets at the bottom. And if I let it go, it spins. It's a homopolar motor. What happens is the battery sends an electric current through the copper wire, and that turns it into an electromagnet, which is attracted to the magnets at the bottom, and it spins. So, now, let's max it out. Haha! A D-cell battery, which is larger, and of course, larger neodymium magnets. And you do the same thing. Make a coil that only touches the battery at the top and at the magnet, and haha! It spins! Maxed out homopolar motor. But don't worry, this is not the biggest size we're gonna do. Come on. Maxed out homopolar motor. I have 27 D-cell batteries, a giant copper tube, and a neodymium magnet. So I'm just gonna, and then we get rid of that. Put this down. Okay, so the first thing I do is attach the neodymium magnet to the batteries. And I've got all the batteries taped together here so they'll sort of stand up like this. Huh? Giant stack of D-cell batteries. Okay, now what I do is I take the copper coil. I take the copper coil. I need to get. Okay, hold on. I got this. I just need to get the copper coil there. I did it. Okay, so I take the copper and I put it on top of the D-cell batteries like this, and then I let it go. Let it go. Nope, whoa. Homopolar motor. Okay, so that didn't work. But that's okay. I like it when it doesn't work, because that's science. It's not science if it works perfectly every time. I mean, you gotta have some room for improvement.
Heather and I built a larger electromagnet, but it still wasn't as powerful as we hoped. So now we're searching for parts that came out of an appliance that are pre-built electromagnets.
What about this?
I think that'll do the trick.
Do you think that does look like an electromagnet, huh?
It does, yeah.
And there's a whole big bunch of copper wires coiled on
Coiled
that.
around.
So you think we can use this?
Yeah, let's try it.
Okay, great.
We built the next version of the electromagnet. This one already has the copper coils, so it's just a matter of attaching wires and an on-off switch. and attaching all of it to a 12-volt battery.
Do you think 12 volts will be enough?
Let's find out. I think so.
Try that.
Once we do, it works much better.
Oh, no problem at all.
Ready?
Yep, turn it on.
On.
Whoa, pretty good. Okay, off.
Off.
Neat. In case it was really strong, I have the next step. Horseshoe. Okay, ready? Oh, whoa, that's,
Here.
I can't pull that off. Okay, wait, grab this. Okay,
Work together.
yep. So that's passed all of our tests.
Yeah.
This is really strong.
Is
What
there
do
a way
we?
to test it further?
In order to test how strong our magnet is, it's as easy as seeing how much weight it'll lift. Heather and I find a metal table.
All right, Phil, so I brought the electromagnet.
Okay.
Just put it right here.
Yep. We add some sandbags for more weight and then attach a scale so we can measure how much weight we're lifting. We use a chain hoist, a simple machine made for lifting heavy things. This one can hold up to 454 kilograms.
Want to turn it on?
We're ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
You can read on the scale how much weight is being lifted.
And that scale is going up.
Pounds on this side, kilograms on this side. We keep lifting until...
Oh, okay, so how much did it hold?
It held 100 kilograms.
Oh, that's more than I weigh, which gives me an idea. Come on.
This is ferrofluid. It is ferromagnetic, which means it's attracted to magnets. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, it's not that interesting. Well, watch as I put it next to this magnet. Very interesting. And because it's a liquid, it behaves in very interesting ways. Watch this.
Unlike most things ferromagnetic, like paper clips or iron filings, ferrofluid is a liquid, which means it behaves in a unique way. The spikes it creates are following the magnetic field lines of the magnet. You can see the magnetic field in 3D. It's even more impressive when we max it out.
This is ferrofluid outside of a glass jar. Now, it's sitting in a pool around this electromagnet. And this is a dial which I can use to change the voltage of the electromagnet, making the magnet stronger. Watch this.
Changing the current going to the spiral in the middle turns it into a magnet. The more current I put in, the stronger that magnet becomes, allowing the ferrofluid to climb the spiral to the top.
And remember, even though it looks all spiky, it's still a liquid. I will demonstrate with my plastic spoon. And watch this. When I turn the magnet off, it stops being spiky. Turn it on. Turn it off. Science.
The Wizard Academy. All you have to do is demonstrate true magic. And you will be granted entry.
Well, Fuzzix, who is the next applicant for the Wizard Academy?
Overwhelmo.
Indeed, it is I, Overwhelmo, and prepare to be overwhelmed. Would you be flabbergastified if I balanced this coin on its end? Not really, no. But would you be impressed if I was to balance this coin on top of this coin? Possibly. Prepare to be flustered and stupefied. Stupeflustered as I balance 3 coins on their ends on top of this glass.
Well, that certainly would seem like magic. Let us see.
Okay. No pressure, Overwhelmo. You can do this.
And now, I say, a magic word.
A magic word! Ha 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 ha! And now you must let me into your academy. Wait. What's under the cloth? What cloth? This cloth? Nothing! Oh!
Is that
not a magnet.
This? No!
The pull of the magnet is what's keeping those coins up. The magnet is just strong enough to keep the coins from falling.
No, this is set dressing. It's just...
It was a good trick, but it's science, not magic.
Well, yes. And you will see! You will see! I will be back! I, Overwhelmo, will return! And I will do such magic that you will need extra socks, because I will knock them off with my magic. You will need at least 2 pairs of socks, maybe 3 pairs of socks.
We can still see you.
No, you can't!
So back to our main experiment. Heather and I have created a very strong electromagnet that can hold a lot of weight,
It held 100 kilograms.
Oh. which gave me an idea.
All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
Electromagnets super maxed out experiment. We've got,
2 electromagnets, 1, 2.
and those are wired to 2 batteries, which are on my belt, just like this, so that I can carry them around. And we've got a crash mat here, because
We need to keep you safe because you're gonna be using these electromagnets to get across this massive beam above us.
that's right. I'm gonna stick to this metal beam and go across with the electromagnets.
Wow.
We hope.
I have faith.
I'm glad you do. I've got helmet for safety, goggles for safety, gloves for safety, but in this case, sometimes the lab coat is more safe and sometimes it's less safe. This time, it will get all caught up, so no lab coat. All right, you ready to go?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay.
My goodness. 1.
Okay.
Because each of our electromagnets can hold more than my whole body weight, I can use them to cross the beam. When they're on, they stick like, well, magnets. And when I turn them off, they stop being magnets and I can move them along as I go. Now, this is something you should definitely not try at home.
Come on, Phil. You're almost there.
We did it! Yeah! There you go, Science Max, experiments at large, electromagnets! You wanna go?
No,
You sure?
I'm positive.
Okay, I'm going again. Woohoo!
Crazy.
Greetings, Science Maximites. Welcome to Science Max Experiments at Large. My name is Phil, and today we're gonna be looking at water. But water is very heavy, but that's okay because we need it to be heavy for this experiment to work. I don't know if I need that much of it though. Maybe I can get, here we go. Yeah, that's probably all I need. Today, we're going to be building a water-powered car.
You'll need a base for your car, like this styrofoam, water bottles, shish kebab skewers, straws, scissors, elastics, paper plates, tape, a square of paper towel, modeling clay, vinegar, baking soda, water, and glue or a hot glue gun if you have an adult to help you, and... yeah, I know, this one is pretty involved. That's why you should go to the website for step-by-step instructions. Take your paper plates and glue 2 together to make a wheel. Then make 3 more. Wrap elastics around your base and then tape straws on the bottom.
Trim them down, maybe about that much.
Then take your shish kebab skewers and push it through a water bottle cap to make a hole. Then stick one wheel on, put the skewer through the straw, and
Do the same thing on the other 3 sides.
then take the water bottle cap and get an adult to help you make a perfect hole in it so that it fits your straw. Then use some modeling clay and hot glue to seal the straw and the cap so it's airtight. Attach the water bottle to the base of your car, then fill it with some water and vinegar. Next, you'll want to wrap up a spoonful of baking soda in the square of paper towel so you can make a little package. Finally, stick something underneath the underside of the bottle to raise the end up off the base.
Bring your cap and then go outside. Here we are outside. Yeah, I know, we're not really outside, but I have a science lab and you probably don't, so I highly recommend you do this outside.
And don't forget your safety glasses. Now, this is why we make a little packet of baking soda, because we want to delay this reaction as long as we can. So I like to hold it there. We'll hold it there with one finger so I can get the cap ready, because we don't want it to react until we can get the cap on, and then kink the straw to keep the pressure inside till we're ready to let it go.
Then, at the last second, you want to drop that packet in and quickly cap it and kink the straw. And woohoo! Woohoo! Haha! There you go, a water-powered car. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Phil, wait a minute, that's a vinegar and baking soda-powered car. Well, kind of. The vinegar and baking soda create a gas, and that gas creates pressure in the bottle, and that pressure forces the water out of the bottle. But it's the water leaving the bottle that creates the thrust. The water going that way pushes the car that way. Newton's third law, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So what we're gonna do is max out the water-powered car. Figure out how to get water going that way so we can go that way. But we means me and someone else. Who can help me? Oh, I know, Anthony from the Ontario Science Centre. He'd be great at this. Hopefully he's not busy. We're gonna max out the water-powered car. Ha.
Anthony! Phil, sorry about that. Did I scare you?
Don't worry about it.
How you doing?
Awesome, thanks.
Great. I was wondering if I could get your help on an experiment.
Yeah, okay. Which one?
I'm building a water-powered car. It's gonna be great. It's Science Max headquarters. I'll show you.
Phil?
Anthony, I'm here.
Whoa, Phil, where are we?
Oh, this is the parking lot for Science Max headquarters. So,
Okay.
today, I want to max out the water car.
This thing is awesome.
Yeah, so what you do is you use vinegar and baking soda,
Yeah.
and you pressurize this container, and,
Okay.
and the water shoots out that way. So the car goes this way.
Newton's third law, every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah, you know your
Okay,
stuff. This
okay.
is why you're here. This is because I could really use your help and advice on how to make this bigger.
Okay, so we're gonna need a bigger tank to pressurize. So this, what about something like this?
So we need something that can hold pressure. Do you think this would work?
I don't know if we'd wanna...
And we'd have to put like pressure fittings on the barrel, like cut a hole
Yeah.
and weld them on. I don't know if that's...
Something tells me this wouldn't work, so we
Okay,
need,
sure. I got some other stuff over there maybe that we could use.
Check this out. Yeah, I think this would work. This would work a lot better.
Well, this is my stand-up wash tub base.
Your what?
So
Yeah.
we'll reuse it. Yeah?
Okay, you know what I'm thinking
Yeah.
now, though? I know
Yeah.
this... The problem is, I think this is like an oil drum, right?
It is.
And,
It's an oil tank from a house.
and these things are not built for pressure.
You can get water tanks that you pressurize.
Like hot water heaters, yeah, you can pressurize. They're built for that stuff. You pressurize them in your basement, and then the water travels up to like
the top
your
floor.
shower
That
or
makes,
something like that.
So all we need to do is get a pressurized water tank,
Okay.
put water in it, put pressure in it, and put it on wheels. And then we open the valve and it goes, right?
That sounds amazing.
All
yeah,
right.
let's get to it, man. Okay. we
I got
need,
some water tanks over here in this corner of the parking lot.
Seriously?
Being a chef is my absolute passion. And cooking up science recipes is my speciality. I'm Buster Beaker, and this is Cooking with Science.
Oh, hello. When you're a professional chef like me, you spend lots of time perfecting the perfect recipes. I know my way around a kitchen, and today I'd like to show you one... That's not the fridge. Oh. Today I'd like to show you one of my favorites. Quail truffle gazpacho cakes on a plate of ice. Beautiful. And here's how to make it. Take some quail, some truffle, and some gazpacho and put it into a cake. Delicious. And here's the interesting part. How to make the plate of ice. Ooh, how did I do it? Well, I tried many different methods, and none were very successful. But now I let science do the work for me. So here's what I do. You see, I've got my large block of ice, and I've got a fishing line over the top, and on the bottom, I've got 2 heavy weights. Now we wait.
The heavy weights put pressure on the fishing line. This pressure melts the ice where it's pressing down.
As the ice melts, the fishing line moves through the block of ice and eventually cuts its way through.
There we are. My hours of waiting have almost paid off. You see, I've got a perfect line through the ice, and I stopped it just before it finished. It's the pressure of the line on the ice that makes it work. The same thing happens when you use ice skates. You see, it's a very thin line, and your body weight presses down on the ice, melts it a bit, and that allows you to glide across the ice. It also allows me to just pop this off. There you are, you see? Perfect plate of ice to put my delicacy on. Let's just try that now. There we
So I've joined Anthony and we're going to max out our water-powered car. Our small design works by creating gas, which creates pressure, which forces the water out of the bottle, creating thrust. Our new plan is to get a water tank, put it on wheels, and put water in it. Then we use an air compressor to pressurize the air inside. When we open the valve, the water is forced out this way, which causes our water car to go that way.
Okay. Ha-ha! So, water car, maxed out version.
Huge.
Water tank.
And filled with lots of water and lots of air. Too. Yeah. Pretty good, right?
Whoa.
It's a lot of it. So,
Did it mess up my hair?
no, you look fine. You look great.
Okay, good.
Now, the only thing left is we just gotta open this valve here, right?
Yeah. You want to do the honors?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
Okay, here we go. 3,
2,
1,
go!
We open the valve and our pressurized tank moves forward. The air pressure in the tank forces the water out with enough force to move the tank.
Awesome! That was awesome!
That was a great run, yeah.
That's amazing.
So, pressurized water tank on wheels.
Totally worked.
Totally works.
Total success, yeah.
So, because this is Science Max, the only thing we can do now is make it bigger.
Bigger,
right?
exactly,
Okay.
yeah.
So, problem is,
I don't think we're gonna find a tank bigger than this one.
Yeah.
So,
because then it would be too heavy, right?
exactly,
A much
way too
bigger.
heavy. Maybe what we can do is just get a lot more water,
Okay.
and then we find a way to pressurize the water.
Oh, so don't pressurize the whole tank, just the stream of water that's going out
As
of
it
the tank.
comes out, exactly. Something kind of like a fire hose.
A fire hose, right.
So
we take a big container of water,
right?
and I guess we would need a pump.
Yeah, like a pump would be perfect.
So then we suck the water out of the container, put it through the pump to pressurize it, shoot it out of a fire hose.
And then our car goes flying.
Goes flying.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Amazing.
When water is going fast, it has a lot of force. This is a power washer. It's made for cleaning concrete and wooden decks, but it doesn't use soap and it doesn't use heat. It only uses the power of water. Let's try it out.
The power washer creates a stream of water that is moving really fast. It has the force to clean concrete, strip the paint, or even the Science Max logo off wood. But how do I max out the power washer? What's the most ultimate use I can think of?
Power washer pumpkin carving.
The power of the pressure washer creates a stream of water strong enough to make short work of my pumpkin. Power washers may only shoot water, but they can be dangerous, so don't try this at home.
Yeah, science!
The Wizard Academy. All you have to do is demonstrate true magic, and you'll be granted entry.
Send in the next candidate. Oh, no, not Overwhelmo.
Someone say Overwhelmo?
No, wait, no. Next. Oh, not there. Okay, good. Okay. Behold, it is I, Overwhelmo! Welcome back, Overwhelmo. If you can truly demonstrate magic, you may join the Wizard Academy. A glass of water! No, wait, that is not the whole trick. Okay, hold on. Okay, and this, a waterproof playing card. I put the card on the glass and flip it upside down, and then I say the magic word. The magic word. And behold, magic! Yes? Is that it? Yes? Well, it's not magic. It is defying gravity! Nope. The water would fall and the card would fall to the floor. It's not magic. This is magic! No, it's science. Horse feathers! Look, the reason the water doesn't come out is the air at the top of the glass keeps it held in by suction. More air would have to get into this glass to decrease the suction, and because the playing card is keeping a seal on the glass, the suction of the air is holding the weight of the water up. Balderdash! All right, look, let's do a little experiment then, shall we? Let's move the playing card just a little bit from the edge of the glass. You see those bubbles? Yes. That's bad news. Science, not magic. Well, I will return, and then you will see your mind will be melted by the... No, that's not my music. Hold. You will rue the day when... That's not my... Hold. Overwhelmo shall return.
Our maxed out water car worked pretty well. Now it's time for something even more maxed out. We start with a giant tank on wheels, we add a pump to pressurize the water, and a fire hose to shoot it out the back. What's more, this version is big enough for me and Anthony to ride.
Water car!
So amazing! This is the more super improved water car. This tank holds 1,000 liters. And right now it has 720 liters of water.
We have a pump. That's right, our water pump. So the idea is we take the water from this container out through your hose, really pressurized, going really fast that way. Our car goes really fast this way.
All we gotta do is just turn on the pump and we're ready to go. So we fire up the pump and the water stream comes out really strong. So strong I can barely hold on to it.
Here we go!
But even so, there's a problem.
What's going on back there? I got it! Yeah.
Nothing happened.
No, nothing really. Well, something happened. We got wet, but it didn't really.
It's too heavy.
Too heavy.
So you're on it and I'm on it. That's a lot of weight. We don't ride it. That's something.
Yeah.
Also, this is kind of going crazy.
Yeah, because if nobody's holding it, it's just gonna flap around.
So we'll have a brace here.
Yeah.
Shoots it that way, that's good.
And then we'll need, I feel like we'll need something to kind of propel it. Maybe a better propulsion system. Kind of like one of those steamboats.
So we put a big paddle wheel here.
Exactly.
And we aim it, I guess we aim it down
at the, yeah, exactly.
like that.
And then
at the paddle wheel, and then the paddle wheel spins, and that propels the car.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
Okay, well, we can do that. Let's do it.
Sounds good, yeah.
Together. You know what? I have a paddle wheel because I had a failed hydroelectric.
This is called flyboarding. Wow. Whoa. Powerful jets of water are being shot out from this board at my feet. Whoa.
The engine on the watercraft behind me creates the water pressure, which travels up the hose and through the jets. The force of the water is strong enough that I can use it to fly around. So what's the difference between this and a water car? Well,
We don't have to take that much water with us because it starts in the lake and ends up in in the lake. So the only water I have to carry is in the hose that goes up to the platform. Woo-hoo!
Flyboarding is lots of fun, but it takes some practice to get it right. Balancing on jets of water isn't easy, but I got the hang of it.
It's all due to Newton's third law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Physics! Woohoo!
Our maxed out water car didn't work so well. The main reason is that much water is heavy, 720 kilograms.
Yeah.
So Anthony and I have a plan. Rather than rely on the force of the water going straight out the hose, we're gonna put a water wheel on the back of the water car. A water wheel works by catching water in the segments of the wheel. The weight of the water on one side of the wheel causes it to start turning. But we're gonna use the weight of the water and the pressure of the water. Hopefully, both combined will be enough force to turn the wheel, which will drive our water car forward. A little construction, and we have it ready to go.
Okay, so here's the latest version of the water car, water wheel!
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there we go.
We try it out, but there's a problem. The trick with the water car is the water itself weighs a lot. Every liter is 1 kilogram, so our 720 liters we start with is way too heavy to get the car moving in the beginning. But as the water gets pumped out, there's a sweet spot where the weight is low enough the water car might move. But then there's only a little water left, so it's a balancing act. We fill it again and see if we can come up with a plan.
Okay, new and improved version, only half full. So the idea this time is because we're starting with it only half full, right?
Yeah.
Then it'll begin to go a little easier because it won't have as much weight as it had the last time we did it.
And Phil,
Yeah?
I can't even move this thing.
What?
I think there's too much fuel. There's too much. Yeah, there's no way we can move this. There's no way this is gonna be able to.
Even half full, you
Even
can't
half
move
full, I
it.
think we need less fuel. We gotta get down to like maybe like a quarter or something like that.
The thing is, we ran it from the full tank last time, and it never
Okay.
never
so
moved at all.
What if we gave it like a push to kind of help it get over that little bump of energy?
Ah,
Oh,
so
inertia.
give it the first push when it's still got a bunch of water in it. We give it a bit of a push, and then maybe it'll go on its own.
Exactly.
Okay.
You wanna
Yeah.
get it go?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
We start the pump and wait for the amount of water to get to just the right spot. Then we give it a push while it's still kind of heavy to start it moving. Sure enough, that push makes all the difference. The water car is light enough to roll, has some momentum to keep it going, and the force of the water coming out the pump is enough to keep it moving forward on its own.
Still going. All right.
Amazing! Yeah! Look at it, man! This thing worked like a beauty!
It worked all. It went all the way.
Yeah.
Way to go. The water car, finally a success. It was the push.
It was the push, that's all we needed to get it going.
A bit of a push to get it going and a lot less water, and there you go. It totally works. All right, you want to do it again?
Absolutely!
All right, here we go.
Okay.
See you next time on Science Max Experiments at Large.
So much easier to push it without any water inside it.
Greetings, Science Maximites. Welcome to Science Max Experiments at Large. Wow, I really need some more energy. Fortunately, I have some saved up. Ah, that's better. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Storing energy like that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but you can store energy, and that's what this episode of Science Max Experiments at Large is all about. In fact, I'm gonna store some energy in this container simply by putting it up here on the top shelf. More on that later. But right now, let's look at another way that you can store energy and release it in a really fun way. We're gonna make a spool racer, and it's pretty simple. Here's all you need. You need some science ribbon. Now, if you don't have science ribbon, you can use regular ribbon, but the ribbon really isn't important. It's the spool that's important.
You'll also need a washer, elastics, pencil or pencil crayon, popsicle or craft stick, and science tape.
Science tape is the same as invisible tape, except I use this one only for science. Here's how you build it.
Break the popsicle stick so it's smaller than the diameter of the spool. Then put the elastics on top of the pencil and pull them tight, thread the popsicle stick through, and feed it all through the hole of the spool. Grab the elastics on the other side and pull out the pencil, and everything will be threaded perfectly. Then stick on the washer and thread the pencil through. Finally, tape the popsicle stick down so it doesn't move.
And if any of these steps are a little too fast, don't worry. All of the instructions are up on the website. That was cool. I can't make it go away. I can only make it come up. So there you go, a spool racer. And here's how it works. You spin the pencil around, and that twists the elastic. Now that elastic is gonna wanna unwind, right? So just keep spinning that pencil around until it's good and tight. And then when you put it on the ground, the pencil's gonna wanna unwind, but it can't because the table's in the way now, which means that the energy is gonna transfer to the spool, which is gonna turn, whoa, and it's gonna drive away. Yeah, let's try it out for real.
So why does this work? It works because the elastic is coiled, right? Yes, and because I'm putting in the energy to twist it. You see, I'm putting in effort to spin this pencil crayon around, and then when I've finished, all of my effort has been stored in the elastic. When I let it go, my energy transfers into movement. So that's, that's what we're gonna do today, Science Maximites. We're gonna max out the spool racer. I think Anthony would really know how to help me with this. So, I'm off to the Ontario Science Center. Come on. What happened?
You okay?
Anthony.
Yeah, hi.
Oh, were you in the middle of something?
Don't worry about it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. You know what, I was wondering if I could get your help with something.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, one word. Spool racer. Actually, that's two words. Spool racer. Yeah. You want to help me max out a giant spool racer?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's go back to Science Matt's headquarters. Okay, Anthony. Today I want to max out the spool racer.
Awesome.
Right? So you twist up the elastic and it goes from potential energy, all stored, to
Kinetic
energy.
Whoa.
There we go.
Awesome.
So,
Okay.
Not too hard to design. Should be fairly easy to
Yeah,
max
really
out.
simple couple of parts here. We just got elastic band inside.
Yep.
And then this big long pencil to store the energy and then release it.
And the most important part
Is spool.
is the spool.
Exactly.
And I know where we should start.
Where's that?
Right here. This is an industrial cable spool. So the big, thick electrical cables, they come wound on this thing.
Yeah, okay.
So, I figure we start with this.
Got
right?
it.
And the good news is that it's got a hole already. And, check it out, it rolls really well, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So, bungee cord?
Yep.
And long pole or something?
Yeah.
And we're ready to go.
I guess let's get some parts.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, hey, how you doing? You want to buy something? I got a lot of stuff here, and I got a special today only. Potential energy, huh? I will throw in some potential energy with any order. You see this stuff on the shelves here? The stuff on the higher shelves has more potential energy than the stuff on the lower shelves. Don't believe me? Here, hold on. Look at this state-of-the-art traffic controller. Right now, it's sitting up here on this high shelf. Now, if it were to fall, it would be going fast, which means it would have a lot of kinetic energy. You see, when it fell down, it had enough kinetic energy to completely break itself apart. Yeah, well, that's the difference between potential energy and kinetic energy. Look at this bagel, just sitting here, not moving, minding its own business on top of this ramp. It's all potential energy and no kinetic energy. And when it gets to the floor, it's all kinetic energy and no potential energy. Woo! And now it has neither because it's on the floor and it's not moving. 5-second rule. And now you know your energy. So what do you say? You want this thing? Tell you what, I'll give you a discount because you know it's gently used. Hey, I'll even throw in this bagel, huh? Also gently used.
Sonia and I are maxing out the spool racer. We start with a long coil of bungee cord, which is kind of like a giant elastic, and feed it through the spool. Then we put on a big piece of plastic to act as our washer and use a long pole as the pencil. We flip the spool on its side to wind it up. Then we flip it back and it's ready to go.
All right, so we have it all wound up and we're ready to try it again, but with one change.
Phil,
Yeah,
what's with the trike?
I ride the trike.
It's like I always say, what's the point of building something big if I can't ride it?
There's no way you're gonna fit on this thing.
No, I don't put my feet on the pedals. I put my feet here on the back, right? And then-
Okay, yeah, I get it. You got it?
Hold on, I gotta do my helmet up.
Safety first. You ready?
I'm on it.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, it's working.
It's working. Amazing.
All the stored energy in the bungee cord is being released and the spool starts to turn. There's even enough energy that I can get pulled along behind it.
It's not going that fast,
No,
though.
and it's-
It's pretty good, though. It still pulls me, right?
Yeah, pretty good.
So, spool racer, actually able to get pulled by it.
Yeah.
You know what? I think we can go even bigger.
Bigger.
Yes.
Well, what did you have in mind?
I'm glad you asked. Yeah!
What is this?
This is an industrial cable spool, and this is the biggest size that they make. And I thought we would do the same thing with this. What do you think?
I think this could generate a huge amount of energy.
Okay, so all we gotta do is just build it just like we built that other one.
Just bigger.
Except way bigger. Let's do it. When you set a domino on its end, you're giving it potential energy because it can fall. Ooh, and when you put two dominoes together, you can start a chain reaction because that one will fall into that one. Ah, but it's a lot more fun with more dominoes.
Setting up a run of dominoes is a lot of fun, but it takes a flat surface and a steady hand. And if you want to do it yourself, add gaps so if one part falls, it doesn't take out the whole run.
Last one. There. I had some dominoes left, but I did it. I made the Science Max logo. See?
Science
right?
Max!
Sort of. Let's see how it works. Ready? Yeah! Now it's time to max it out. Giant maxed out dominoes! Woohoo! Even though these dominoes are giant, they're still gonna work the same. They're standing up on their ends, which means they've got some potential energy. And when I give this one a push, that potential is gonna turn into kinetic energy, and it's gonna knock the next one, and the next one, and the next one. I hope. I don't know what's gonna happen, but let's find out. You ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Giant dominoes! Yeah, science! The problem is, when you use dominoes this big, setting them up again is a real chore. This is a mousetrap, but don't worry, no mice are gonna be harmed in the making of this episode. Mousetraps are a great example of stored energy. You see, in order to set a mousetrap, you have to push this bar back, and it's hard to do because the spring holds it. And then you set the mousetrap by putting this little lever underneath this very sensitive trigger, and once you have it set, all that energy is stored as potential energy, but it'll go off with just the slightest touch, releasing the energy. So what if I had a number of mousetraps and they're all set and all of that potential energy is stored up, and I dropped a number of ping pong balls on them? Well, then I could set off a chain reaction where one mousetrap flies and hits another mousetrap, then hits a ping pong ball, and then they all go. Now, this is something you can try at home, but do not set the mousetraps yourself. It can really hurt if it snaps on your fingers, so you should probably ask an adult to help you, and then you can see how brave the adults in your house are. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Mousetrap chain reaction.
And last one. There we go. And now, let's max this out.
Let's do it with 90 mousetraps.
And this is a crate of ping pong balls. So, let's see what happens when we put them together. There you go. Maxed out ping pong ball mousetrap chain reaction. Awesome.
Ready?
I'm on it.
Anthony and I have built a large spool racer.
Oh, it's working.
It's working.
And it worked so well, the only option was to go bigger.
What is this?
This is an industrial cable spool, and this is the biggest size that they make.
I think this could generate a huge amount of energy.
Building our giant spool racer is the same process as the other builds.
So the steps are exactly the same, but on a larger scale. And this time, we're gonna use, obviously, the large spool, and we're gonna use this 2x4 as our pencil windy thing.
Coil some bungee cord, feed it through,
Ready?
Yep.
Okay, here it comes.
There we go.
Got it?
Haha, yeah.
add a washer and a long 2x4 to act as our pencil.
And now we stick the giant 2x4 inside the coil.
Just about. Yeah, we got it.
There
Okay,
we
cool.
go.
And we're ready to try it out.
So it looks like we're ready to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to do it in here or you want to do it outside?
Oh, definitely outside.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yep. Oh, it's heavy. Batteries are great at storing energy. They store electricity. Batteries? But if you're like me and you have a whole bunch of batteries and you don't remember which are the good ones and which are the dead ones, there's a trick that you can use to find out. Get a frying pan or a brick or concrete floor or something else that's very, very hard and an adult's permission. Here's the secret. Dead batteries will bounce and batteries that still have some life in them won't. Watch. Good battery. Dead battery. Now, it's a little hard to see, but listen. 1 hit, 2 hits. Here's what's going on. See, batteries store electricity in the form of a gel, sort of like modeling clay. This is modeling clay, fresh from the fields, where the pits, the mine, wherever modeling clay comes from. And this is modeling clay I've left out for about 5 days, so it's all dried up and hard. Now, when modeling clay is new, it's all wet and soft, and when you drop it, it doesn't bounce very well. I've left this piece of modeling clay out to dry for about 5 days. Now it's all dried up and old, and it bounces. New, old. So, same thing with the battery. Good batteries won't bounce, and bad batteries will. Science. Here's a fun chain reaction you can do with popsicle sticks, or craft sticks, because these ones are a little bit wider than popsicle sticks. It is because these kind of sticks are slightly bendy, and when you bend them and put them together in a pattern in a certain way, you can keep them under tension, and then they want to snap back, and then they'll fly. So here's how you make the pattern. Ready? You take a popsicle stick or a craft stick, and you put it down on the table. I know, okay, it's a slow start. Then we take another one and put it across. Now comes the secret. The secret is over and then under. You want to put it over one and then under another, like that. And then this one, over, under. Put it over the one that looks like it's the top stick and under the stick that looks like it's the bottom stick. And then it starts to hold tension. It starts to hold the potential energy.
Continue this pattern. Each stick goes over and under the 2 sticks at the end.
Now here's the trick. Soon as this one lets go, then that one will let go, then that one, then that one, then that one, and that's how you get the chain reaction. They all start flying up. So you have to build it with never letting go of that last stick. You gotta always remember to keep a hand on it, or else you'll have to start again. So, okay, so you ready? You wanna see me let it go? Here we go. I know, that isn't so great because it's better if it's a longer chain. So fortunately, I have a longer chain. I've got a binder clip on this end, keeping the craft sticks together. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Wow! Release of kinetic energy from the potential energy of winding all the craft sticks together. Fun, and you can totally do it at home. Now, let's max it out. Behold, almost 800 craft sticks in a long, nicely designed triangle. Ready? 2, 1. Yeah! Craft stick chain reaction. I'm gonna go get something to clean this all up with.
All right, so Anthony and I have built a giant spool racer and have taken it outside to try it out. In order to wind it up, we flipped over the last version on its side. But this spool weighs 200 kilograms. Easy to roll, almost impossible to flip over.
Come on, get it.
I don't think it's gonna work. It's too heavy to move.
Yeah.
We should have thought of that before.
Well, I'm sure we'll think of something.
So Anthony and I thought about it. And thought about it. And thought about it.
I got it!
What?
No.
But you... And the answer finally dawned.
What if we roll it this way? Because then that would wind it up, right?
That's brilliant!
By rolling it backwards, we wind up the bungee cord in one direction, which will make it want to unwind in the other direction. Anthony and I roll it across the parking lot to get it wound up tight.
I don't think I can hold it anymore.
Okay. Let go. Okay, it's wedged.
It worked.
All right, one more thing. We're gonna hook the trike up to this one as well.
Okay.
So right now, it's all wound up, and when it gets moving, the potential energy in the coil will turn into kinetic energy. Now, just in case you're tempted to try this at home, I need to tell you, do not try this at home. We're trained professionals, right?
Yes.
Yes. Well, as much as anybody can be trained for this, because no one really does this.
Are you ready?
Ready?
Okay, here we go.
Whoa. It's working!
It's working!
Yeah!
Sure enough, all the potential energy we stored in the bungee cords starts to unwind, which rolls the spool and pulls me along behind it. What's more, that big heavy spool has a lot of momentum. So when it gets going fast, it just wants to keep moving. It wasn't long before I had to jump off.
That was amazing!
All right, that had a lot of kinetic energy.
That was a ton of kinetic energy.
There you go, Science Max, experiments at large, massive spool racer. Your turn next?
Yeah?
Okay. Greetings, Science Maximites. Welcome to Science Max Experiments at Large. My name is Phil, and today on Science Max, we're going to be looking at gravity. What goes up must come down. Today, gravity is the force that makes things fall towards the ground. But just because it's a force of nature doesn't mean that we have to listen to it. No! Today on Science Max, Experiments at Large, we're going to use everything in the power of science to defy gravity. Ha-ha! We are going to be making a hoop glider. Now, hoop gliders may not look like much, but they fly just like paper airplanes. Woohoo! And here's how you can make a hoop glider. Here's how you can make a hoop glider all your own. This is what you need. Index cards, scissors, straw, ruler, pencil, and of course, science tape, which is just like regular tape, except you use this kind of tape for science. So, here's how you do it. Take your index card and cut it into 3 equal lengths. Take 2 strips, and you take your science tape, and you tape those 2 strips, and make a hoop out of it. And with the small strip, you want to make another hoop. Now, what you want to do is take your straw. Now, this straw has a little scoop at the end, and that's not very aerodynamic, so we're going to get rid of that. Ooh, maybe it was kind of aerodynamic. All right, now that we've got the straw, you have to align the hoop and the straw together. So here's what I like to do. Take some science tape and stick it on the straw, and then align it so that it's perfectly straight, and then stick it on. Looks straight to me, all right? The small hoop also has to be perfectly aligned with the first hoop. So again, put the tape on the straw first, then align them up, and then start looking down through it to make sure it's aligned. There. Once you have it all taped together, you're done your hoop glider. And it flies just like a paper airplane. Pew! Awesome. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna, oh yeah, I gotta clean that up. We are going to max out the hoop glider. I'm gonna go meet Sonia at the Ontario Science Center, and we are going to max out the hoop glider into a giant version. We'll probably have to change the materials we use because, I don't think we can get a straw that big or cardboard, but still, we can figure it out. All right, here I go. Aha!
You want me to help you with an experiment? Okay. All right.
Oh, Sonia, I came in.
Phil,
You came in here? I came
Are you
in.
okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Come on, let me show you. This is what I would like to max out. It was in my pocket when I fell, so
What is that?
It's a hoop glider. It was a hoop glider. So how do we max this out?
First, we're gonna need a larger tube.
To replace the straw, yeah.
Exactly, and we're gonna need 2 hoops. So we need something that's flexible that will convert into a hoop.
Okay, that's great. So why don't we get started?
Sounds good.
All right, high fives. You may recognize this. It is a spring. Yes, good for you. But did you know that springs can defy gravity? Whoa!
Gravity defy. Gravity defy. Gravity.
Look at it fly! Defying. Okay, not exactly, but what if I was to hold the spring like this and let it go? What'll happen? It'll fall. Yes, it'll fall. That is true. But while it's falling, what happens to this end? Does it stay in one place? Does it go up? Or does it go down? Let's find out. I'll bring this in so you can really see it. Okay, ready? Watch close. Did you see? Did you? No? Okay, tell you what. We'll watch it again, this time in slow motion. See? The bottom doesn't move, and here's why.
When the top of the spring is released, gravity and the tension of the spring are pulling on it. The bottom of the spring is being pulled down by gravity and up by the tension of the spring. these forces cancel out, stopping the bottom of the spring from falling until the top reaches it.
Until there's no more tension, and then the top passes the bottom and the whole thing. That is how it works. But here is the real question.
Will it happen differently with a longer spring? Huh? Well, I just happen to have a longer spring!
Let's max it out! Bring it. Don't tangle it. So, now that I'm up high on this fire escape, let's test it out. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go!
A longer spring still has the same forces working on it. The tension of the spring pulling it up and gravity pulling it down. No matter what size of spring, these forces cancel out for the bottom of the spring until the top meets up with it.
So there you go, an almost gravity-defying spring! Hey, there's no door handle on this door. I guess I have to take the stairs. Whoa.
Sonia and I are maxing out the hoop glider out of bigger and better materials.
This is the largest tube I have, right?
A giant ABS pipe and some bendable metal to make into hoops. Then we attach them all together and...
Okay, big hoop is done.
And little hoop is also done.
Awesome.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Super solid.
And that's the thing. We have pretty heavy material, so it might not fly as well as we'd like.
But something heavy can always be good, right?
Oh no.
That's what I'm talking about. See how solid it is?
It's pretty
No
solid.
damage whatsoever. You want to test it?
I think we should.
Okay. I'm excited.
we take our plastic and metal hoop glider outside to test it and...
Ready?
Ready?
1, 2, 3!
Huh.
It didn't really fly, did it?
Sonia and I made a very solid design, but the problem with it became pretty obvious.
Yeah.
It's just too heavy.
Well, that's what science is. Back to the drawing board. Here's something fun you can do if you ever get your hands on a helium balloon. Now, helium balloons float up, not because they defy gravity, but because they're lighter than air. It's because the heavier air around it actually falls past the balloon, and that ends up pushing the balloon up. But what if this helium balloon wasn't lighter than air or heavier than air? It was exactly the same. This is what I like to do. Just take a helium balloon with a long ribbon and a bunch of paper clips and adding a little bit of weight every time. And what we want to do is make this balloon neutrally buoyant. That means it won't go up or down, but it will be neutral. You want to check it every once in a while. Let's see, 3 paper clips is clearly not enough. 5 paper clips is, 5 paper clips is pretty close. It still might float down, so you want to take off just a little bit of weight, maybe about there. Watch this. You just take the balloon and you put it somewhere, and it stays. It stays put. It doesn't go up. It doesn't go down. It's attached to nothing. Now, let's max it out. I had a big balloon, and it had a, there. A giant balloon. And look, it's a great paper towel delivery device. Say, did you want some paper towel? Here you go. Science. Yeah, don't worry about Ramona. Just put them up high. Put them up, yeah, higher. Good. Hey. Gravity. Gravity. Gravity makes things fall. But where do they fall? They fall down. Towards the center of the Earth. Gravity. It fell, didn't it? So, the Earth causes gravity, right? Well, yes. Gravity. Oh, come on. Everything that has mass has gravity.
Gravity. But the Earth has so much mass that the gravity produced by everything else is like nothing. I mean, forget about it. But let's say I was in space with this chicken. I would have gravity, and I could exert a gravitational force on this chicken. And if I get my angles right, I might be able to get the chicken to orbit me, like a moon. Behold, my chicken moon, huh? Gravity. But let's get serious. What causes gravity? We don't know. What we do know is that without gravity, there would be no universe as we know it. No you, no me, no chicken moon. I'd miss my chicken moon. Chicken moon, you what? Gravity. Like it or not, the universe wouldn't exist without it. You like the sign? I'll give you a good deal. Half off.
Back to our hoop glider, which was too heavy.
Here's what I don't get. This is heavy, but I can still pick it up and throw it.
Yeah.
An airplane is way heavier. I could never pick up an airplane, but that can fly.
And that's because airplanes have engines, so it has a constant source of thrust. When we throw it, we just have an initial source of thrust. So we're throwing it, eventually loses its energy, therefore,
It falls to the ground. I see.
so we need something that's light
Light
and something that's strong.
and strong. Okay, well, let's see what we can find.
All right.
Sonia and I try a plastic tube and some heavy-duty paper. We make hoops and attach them with some duct tape and run outside to try it out.
Hoop glider dance! Okay, 3, 2, 1.
That's pretty good.
That was amazing. Let's try that again.
Here we go.
I throw the hoop glider, and although it doesn't keep flying forever, it goes much further than our first version, and also further than I could have just thrown the pipe by itself.
Pretty good.
So we've done a good job of making something that flies. Why don't we make a couple different kinds out of different materials, and we'll see if we can get one that flies even better than this.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, okay, let's do it.
Sonia and I have created a pretty good maxed out hoop glider, but we wanted to see if different materials would make an even better one. Sonia made a much lighter version,
This time I used cardboard.
and I
made this!
made a slightly heavier one.
Let's do it.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go! Not bad. My turn.
Here we go.
Okay. That didn't really go very far at all, did it?
No.
Okay, so now we can measure it against the one that we threw before. to
And
see-
that went pretty far.
This went pretty far to see if we've got a better design here.
Here we go.
Right?
Awesome.
So, heavy one, no. Light one, no. Interesting.
No.
This design seems to be the best one. I keep thinking about how you were talking about thrust.
Yep.
All the thrust that we can put in is just what we can put in with one throw.
Yeah.
What if we could give it more thrust than that?
How can we do that?
I don't know, like some sort of slingshot or something. Like it'd have to be a pretty big slingshot.
A pretty big slingshot.
Do you
But I
we can
think
make
that sounds great, though.
I think make a big slingshot for this?
Why not?
Okay, high five. Let's do it. This is an egg. Eggs do not like to be dropped. Oh, fortunately, we can use the power of science to design something that'll keep the egg safe as it falls. Behold, my egg drop contraptions. The thing I really like about this experiment is there's no wrong way to do this. You can come up with any design you want and see if it works. This one here is a bunch of helium balloons. This structure is just to keep the helium balloons on so the egg can touch down very gently. Here it goes. Whoa. and the egg is unharmed, miraculously sound. That one worked really well. Success. This is a giant helium balloon that I think will work pretty much the same way because I think this balloon will drop just slowly enough that the egg can actually just touch and nothing will happen.
So that didn't work. And then there's this one, which has no slowing at all. It's all designed to just absorb the impact. And the idea is that the cone will crumple and absorb the force when it hits the bottom. Oh, no! Oh, no. I think it would have worked if it hadn't turned in the air, but it did, and, well, I guess the egg is completely broken. So I'd call that one a fail. This one is the parachute. You see the egg has been nestled into this foam container, and this is a parachute that will hopefully slow the egg down. Woo! Uh-oh. Whoa. Over, good. And that one seemed to work well. Yep, the egg is totally fine. The parachute worked. All right, egg drop experiment, totally fun experiment to do, but the question is, how do we max it out? And the answer is pumpkin drop. Same thing, except with a pumpkin instead of an egg. Come on. Okay. All right, pumpkin drop with everything attached all at once. Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So what we've learned from this is the heavier something is, the more force is acting on it from gravity, which means the harder it is to slow down when it's falling. Okay, fair enough. You win this one, gravity, but I'll beat you next time. I'm gonna get a broom.
Being a chef is my absolute passion, and cooking up science recipes is my speciality. I'm Buster Beaker, and this is Cooking with Science.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Cooking with Science. I'm Buster Beaker. Delicious. Nothing is more important to have fresh than your seafood. It's what makes the difference between a fresh fish and one that isn't so fresh. If you live by the ocean, you probably know that the water gets high tide and low tide. Look closely, it's the same location. Amazing. But did you know that this is caused by the gravity of the moon and the sun? Say this cookie is the Earth. And this little happy fellow is me. Hello. And this string represents the water around the Earth. If we didn't have gravity to worry about, the water would all be equally deep around the Earth. But here comes the moon, this mushroom. Now, the moon has gravity, and that pulls the oceans towards it a little bit, like this. And that creates high tide there, and low tide here, and a little bump of high tide on the other side of the Earth. And as the Earth rotates and I'm on it, I experience low tide and high tide, and low tide and high tide. Very interesting. But there's another factor. The sun, or this lemon. Now, the sun also affects the tides, but not as much as the moon. Now, the sun does not affect the tides as much as the moon because it's much further away, but it still has an effect. If the sun was here, then the tides would be pulled away a little bit like that, and the tides would be less severe. But if the moon and the sun line up, like over here, you'd get a very, very high tide and very, very low tide. So there you are. That's how the tides are affected by the gravity of the moon and the sun. Delicious. I'm Buster Beaker, and thank you for joining me on Cooking with Science.
Our maxed out hoop glider was working pretty well.
That was
Pretty
amazing.
good. Here we go.
But we could only give it so much thrust by throwing it. So we came up with the perfect Science Max solution.
Our giant slingshot.
We pull the bungee cord back and hook it onto our hoop glider.
I am ready to fire. Count me down.
3, 2, launch it! Very nice!
Our slingshot is amazing. By giving the glider more thrust, that is, more energy at the beginning so it's going faster when we launch it, the glider soars through the air and flies a long way.
That was great. So there you go.
Giant hoop glider! Yeah! Science Max! Experiments at large. Nicely done.
Nice.
What more can you ask for?
Well, it's my turn.
Hey, see you next time.